Oh my god, that suspension. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are driving a 26-foot U-Haul truck. Now, you may be asking, Sonny, why are we driving a 26-foot U-Haul truck? I'm so glad you asked. See, I need to move some things, furniture, a couch, and various other assortment of items. And this was the cheapest way for me to do it with a one-way trip. So here we are. I'm not used to driving vehicles this big. After seeing it in person, I thought it'd be a really funny idea to make a video and get my driving impressions and tell all of you how it is driving a vehicle this big. As somebody who is not used to driving vehicles this big, and in fact actually drives small cars, it's a bit of an adjustment. So I kind of want to go over those impressions with you guys. As far as I know, this is the closest you can get to driving a semi-truck on the road with a normal driver's license. Someone correct me down in the comments down below. As far as specs go, well, the bed, or the box, is 26 feet long, which is about 52 of my hand. There's your reference there. It's huge. It has automatic transmission, obviously. And as far as engines go, I thought it was a V10, but after driving it, I feel like it's a V8. Maybe when we romp on it a little bit later, we'll be able to tell better. But I'm going to hop out of this. We're going to do this a little bit differently than I usually do. I just want to walk around and give you guys the gravity of the size of this vehicle. It looks like it's about to start raining. This thing is huge. Absolutely huge. Up on screen is a photo of this next to a smart car, which I spotted in the wild. Yeah, it's a huge car, or truck. I just noticed a huge dent down there. Yeah. I don't think I did that, but we did the $15 damage waiver, just in case. Yeah, up here, big front end, Super Duty Ford. I mean, this is like, I don't even know what this would be equivalent to. I think like an F450, I want to say. F650, Super Duty. Right there. Should tell me what engine this has in it too, maybe. Also like how they put a sticker on here. It says Trimline Fuel Saver. Like you're gonna actually save fuel in one of these things. Moving made easier. And look, they even have some fun facts on the side here. Did you know in 1934, the Mount Washington Observatory crew measured a world record wind speed with an anemometer? I think that's what that says. Learn about the bizarre conditions at, and there's a little QR code for you there. Yeah, April 12th, 1934, world record wind velocity, 231 miles an hour. If that doesn't scream America more than anything else in this vehicle, I don't know what does. I'll also show you the inside here. This is really funny. Take a look at what I'm hauling here. I don't know how well you're going to see in here, or how well this is going to translate on video, but it echoes in here a lot. Echo! It was actually better when there was nothing in here. It echoed a lot, but yeah, there you go. Big truck, easily the biggest thing I've ever driven in my whole life. Oh, there's a free battery if somebody wants it. Oh. I always feel like an idiot trying to use it. Oh wait, no, that was a problem. There we go. "26-foot super mover U-Haul," and they're touting the fuel economy again for some reason, and the aerodynamics, which this thing is not. I don't know why they're trying to tell us about the aerodynamics on this, but sure, any bit we can get, we can get on one of these things. I think I do need to check while I'm out here is fuel. Unleaded fuel only. Okay, perfect, and it's right here. No E85. We do need to fill this thing up, which we'll do on our travels today. But without further ado, let's go ahead and start this thing and go for a drive. Power. Oh my god, that noise scares me every time. I think something's gonna break, but it just does that every time you take off. Ah, yes, almost forgot. In our working man's truck, we need to wear our working man's gloves, which more so I'm wearing because I don't know how well this is cleaned. Unfortunately, they're kind of falling apart, but oh well, we'll ignore that. So one of the first things you notice about driving this, other than your huge turning radius. You kind of have to plan everything. Everything in this vehicle happens in slow motion. And you got to be really aware of everyone around you on the road. You know, keep following distance. Keep more following distance. And people sitting in your blind spot. Fortunately, we have these great blind spot mirrors. I saw Mr. Ford Expedition on the left here coming at me. Another thing you notice too is there is absolutely no suspension on this whatsoever. I don't know how well this can translate on video, but you kind of feel everything in this vehicle. I'm like bouncing up and down constantly. I think the GoPro Super Smooth is going to do a pretty good job at navigating that. But yeah, that's the reality of this. I think there's like springs in the seat. I sort of bounce you up and down, so I'm like boinging as the the truck's going along. Earlier I had it on some 25-mile-an-hour roads, and I was sort of navigating it around, and we probably should have went through that. That's okay. That's okay. Those maneuvers make you nervous in this because it can't accelerate, it can't stop. You can't slow down with the red light. You can't accelerate through it either. So you have to like make a really quick decision and just commit. But yeah, no suspension in this thing at all. It's just like, yeah, you feel everything in the road. Like on the hot take score sheet, driver's feedback way up there. Other than it's super wallowy, it's somehow really stiff and really wallowy and rides horribly. They say somewhere on here, I don't know where, but it's like tows like a truck, rides like a van. Tows like 5 trucks, rides like a wagon, perhaps. Like imagine a wagon in like the 1800s with wooden wheels. That's probably about how this rides if I had to compare it to that. Maybe marginally better. As far as features goes, you get a radio. I was listening to some rock earlier. Oh, it's off right now. We're not going to turn it on. Copyright. Audio system in this is adequate. That's about all I can say about it. It works. Crank windows, manual locks, manual mirrors, manual everything. Frankly, we're one step above having to manually turn the engine over myself to make the car drive. But fortunately, we do have fuel injection and a modern combustion engine, so I don't have to manually turn the engine over to move this vehicle. And we are hitting every single red light. I know this is a driving review, but as of right now, it sort of feels like a sitting in traffic review because of all the red lights we have right now, which is just wonderful. It's also really funny. The 0 to like 20 miles an hour in this truck's pretty quick. Like the 0 to 30. But then after that, the engine's making a lot of noise, but you're not doing a whole lot of go. It's just kind of it's just going. This truck just goes at its own pace. Not that it really needed to be faster. Frankly, I don't want to go too far above 70 miles an hour in this thing. I don't know. It just doesn't really give me that much confidence. Steering ratio, as you can see, is, well, about what you'd expect. Take about minivan steering and double the amount of dead zone, and that's kind of how this feels. You also take everything slow. It's a very leisurely driving experience. All right, we're going to go for it on the highway here. Sounds pretty good. It also likes to hold the gears like that. I'm guessing it holds the gears in case you want an engine brake. Not entirely sure. That's just what it is. And now I think it should probably be pretty apparent on video how subpar the suspension is on this. You'll feel everything. Every bump I'm going over, I'm blowing up and down. Look at that. A Ram 2500 van. It's small compared to this. This thing's huge. Yeah, I'm about to let Jesus take the wheel there for a second, and Jesus was not going to give us. It's another thing you notice too. Everybody passes you in one of these things. I'm going about 65 right now. I have no desire to go any faster than that. None at all. Yeah, coming from someone who drives a measly Toyota Camry compared to this, way different. Oh my God, that suspension, dude. Oh my God. Look at the antenna. That's a pretty good depict. Yeah, look at how much it's bouncing. That's from the road. Oh my goodness. Oh, honestly, I should have stuck a camera there and pointed at me so you can actually see how much I'm bouncing down. But if the stabilization is doing too good of a job, I'm going to give you a reference here. It's more like, kind of like that. That's how it feels in my butt right now, under this seat. You know what, though? It could be worse. Oh, hey, friend. Hey. I think that's a 15-footer. You got nothing on us. Little baby U-Haul truck. You didn't get the 26-footer. Frankly, it's probably better off for it. I would have gotten one of those, or I think it was the 15 I was looking at. I said ramps, or maybe even the 10. But I couldn't do a one-way trip. Okay, someone's flashing their brights behind me. What are you doing, buddy? You have 2 lanes to pass me. But I could only do a round trip with those, and it was over $200. Whereas this was about $161 for a one-way for about 75 miles, including the $15 waiver damage fee, which is honestly not that bad. This was the tool for the job. And I actually kind of appreciate having the extra space in the back. Loading that rear end up with all the space we have was super easy. Now, in the spirit of the Hot Take series and us trying to find the best fun daily driver, let's talk about whether you can daily drive one of these or not. So right off the rip, no, you can't daily drive one of these. Now, why, you may ask? Well, I guess there's a narrow use case. If your daily driving commute consists of about the daily driving commute that a semi-driver's does, then you'd be totally fine. The only problem is your turning radius sucks. Everybody passes you. You're a nuisance to traffic. It's slow. You can't maneuver it anywhere. You can't maneuver it anywhere. You can't park it anywhere. That's 6. You can't maneuver it anywhere. That's 7. So that's like 7 good reasons you can daily drive this. Good luck fitting this in any parking garage. Although, frankly, it'd be hilarious to see somebody try. I've only been on the road for about 15 minutes, maybe, and it already feels like an eternity. And I still have, we're getting off at 110, we're at 155. I have another 45 miles of this on the freeway. Ooh, that's a cool truck right there. That's like an older GMC. I have to point out cool trucks in this truck because we're the truck of all trucks. You know, I was a little apprehensive to rent this at first because of the size, but I looked at some photos of it and I'm like, I'll give it a shot. We can give it a shot. Try it. And I'm glad I did. A, you guys get this YouTube video out of it. B, I've kind of conquered my fear of big cars with this. Or big trucks, rather. Yeah, I wasn't necessarily afraid of big trucks, but they always sort of had a stigma to me, and I just didn't really like them. Like, why would anyone need anything that big? Now, obviously, in this case, it's a little different because it's a U-Haul. You rent it to do a very specific purpose, which is about 95% moving, 95% of use cases anyway. But I did kind of get the big car experience, or big truck. I want to say car, truck, same thing to me, even though they're totally not. I was trying to turn around in a neighborhood, and I wasn't even going to try to reverse this thing. But there's like a little roundabout, and I wound up having to do like a like a 12-point turn to get this thing to do a 180. Anyway, that's the reality of one of these. I totally understand now why semi-drivers are as careful as they are. And this isn't even as bad as a semi-truck. I mean, they have it really bad. They have like air brakes and other stuff. I don't think this has any of that. You really have to make an active effort to drive this. It's not just something you can hop into and sort of figure out. I mean, or you can't figure it out, but it's not something you just hop into and drive like you would any other car. You know, there's some guy in a little Toyota Corolla next to me. I decided to just change lanes without looking, run right into him. He's dead. So, I mean, you really do have to kind of be aware of your surroundings. I mean, I'm probably going to sit in the right lane for this entire drive. I don't see a reason to hop over. Lastly, driving impressions. Throttle pedal feels dead. I just foot. Oh, actually, downshifted there. Okay, interesting. That was not expecting that. Okay, not as terrible as I thought. But anyway, the gas pedal's pretty dead. Brake pedal actually does feel kind of firm, and it has good modulation, believe it or not. But Not a lot of braking. I'm sure the brakes are huge in this thing. It's just the, weighs so much. Steering. It's not a handling machine here. Okay, now I need to get over one lane. Turn signal on. Check for vehicle. Vehicle's there. Check again. Semi-truck. Other vehicle came up. Blind spot. Good. Alright, making a lane change. Oh my god, we did it. Don't do that. Okay, he's getting over again. Yeah, that's the worst thing you can do to a semi-truck driver. Just get over and leave him like 2 or 3 car lengths of room. Bad idea. Okay, we got a semi-truck on our left. Okay, he's a lot bigger. He's still a lot bigger, but we're not that far off. Oh my god. Look at that, semi-truck is passing us right now. Look at how high we are compared to it. But he's still taller. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. Guys, this is a weird experience. This is a weird experience. Okay, he's getting over. I'm gonna like tap my brake pedal a little bit. We just got passed by Corrigan Oil. 1-800-FAST-OIL for your oil needs, I reckon. That guy passing us to the right. Okay, again, I hate it when people do this, but especially now that I'm in this, like, come on, dude, why are you passing me on the right like that? Why are you doing that? You have a left lane open. About as fast as I was comfortable taking that on-ramp there. Alright, it's getting dark out now. That is going to wrap up this video. My hot take. Well, not a good daily driver. I don't even think that's really a hot take. It's just not a good daily driver. What is it good at? It's good at moving stuff. It's really, really, really good at what it does. It's kind of bad at everything else as far as a vehicle, a truck, car goes. It has its one purpose: to move, to transport America, and it does that really well. But everything else it kind of sucks at. Yeah, and as somebody who is not used to driving big vehicles, hopping in this, you can drive it. It's approachable enough where I wasn't super uncomfortable in it, but if you're not a very good parker, you don't have a very good sense of space, this would not be a good vehicle to drive. Would not recommend it. Yeah, it does what it does really well, and everything else, So with that, let's go ahead and give the 26-foot U-Haul rental truck a score. The 26-foot U-Haul truck scores at the bottom of our list, a new low contender. This is no surprise. It has a lot of space, but it's not very comfortable or practical, and it's most likely very expensive to buy a vehicle like this. That said, it works great as a rental vehicle for what anyone would need it for. It has heaps of cargo room and ramps to help you carry things into the storage area. Not to mention that the cabin is very roomy for passengers. When I am moving sometime in the future, I would consider any money spent on this vehicle rental money well spent. As someone who drives small cars, I wouldn't worry about hopping behind the wheel again.